Carol, let me set the scene. Close your eyes. Think about crisp nights or afternoons, coolish mornings, crispy leaves when you're walking. Crunch, 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 crunch. The smell. Think about the smell. Cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, maybe a pumpkin spice latte. Anybody?
I was waiting for that.
We're talking about fall today, and I guess I feel like when I was younger, I loved fall. It was my favorite season, which I do still like it a lot, but I think as I got older and I like warm weather, spring and summer kind of become my more favorite times of year. But I love the fall and the crisp nights and those bonfires and when you could still walk outside with your jeans and a sweatshirt. Maybe it's football for you.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it's, I don't know, whatever, fill in the blank, a cozy movie, a great book, whatever, gets your fancy at this time of year. But I had a little fun thing we could do because remember we took,
Okay.
oh,
Hold on.
hold
Hold
on.
on. I
Okay.
got a comment on all that good stuff because that was like, ooh, I was closing my eyes. I'm like, yeah, this is awesome. And here's the thing. The other sense that I didn't hear was the color of the leaves. And I have to share, in my area, we have this whole, I want to call it a vein of maple trees in our area. And there are so many beautiful colors. It's not just red, orange, yellow. We get variegated leaves that are kind of a cross between red and orange together. There's also coral colors and the rust and burgundy when the oak leaves start to turn, like later. I love that. It's just so beautiful. And the other day I was looking out my window, my kitchen window, and this one tree right outside of it, it's like it's on fire with red.
I love that.
I had to take a picture because it was so beautiful, right? And then I go down in the bedroom and I look out my other window and it's like sunshine because it's this huge tree with so many leaves and they're all bright, bright, bright yellow and it's a cloudy day. So it's
Yeah.
like, oh, this is great. I missed the sun today. So I
You
just
don't
had to
have to.
comment on the fall colors.
I forgot that. You're right. We have like our hearing and our smelling or maybe tasting, and I didn't talk about the visual. So thank you, Carol.
I
That's
got you
great.
covered. I got you covered, girl. Go
You're
ahead.
great. Great gal. Okay, so I have a couple would you rathers. Are you ready for this? Because we kind of did some fun
Mhm.
stuff last time we did the summer on the pontoon, and now
Yes,
this season we're doing a little something fun. So, all right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Would you rather walk on crunchy leaves or jump into a pile of leaves?
Ooh, okay, if I was 5 or 6 or 7, I'd wanna jump in the leaves. I love crunching on the
I do
leaves.
too.
I'm totally into that
Yeah,
now.
I'm a
Yeah,
cruncher.
for sure.
Like when I go for my walks, I like
Yeah.
stepping on all the leaves. I love that. Okay. All right. Would you rather go on an autumn hike or stay in bed and read by a cozy fire?
I'd rather do an autumn hike myself because we have a lot of hiking trails where I live, and it's so beautiful. Other days now, when it gets a little colder, then I like to do the other one.
Yeah, this was a tough one because I like both of those a lot. I think I would do an autumn hike because it's just something about walking, like you said, the crunchy leaves, seeing all the beautiful colors. That is just
Mhm, mhm.
quintessential Minnesota life.
Yeah. Don't you think the time of day factors into that as well? If we're
Yes.
talking 6 in the morning, it'd be, "Give me the book." Yeah,
Yeah.
please.
Oh, so that's interesting because I would think I'd want the hike in the afternoon and the cozy fire with a book or movie in the evening. That would be the perfect
Ooh,
day. Perfect
yes,
fall
I like
day.
that too.
Maybe
Yeah, morning or evening for the book.
maybe that's
Mhm.
what I should have said. What would be your ultimate, like, favorite fall day? Like, if you had to pick, like, everything.
Mm.
Okay, we're gonna stop. We're gonna stop with the
Yeah.
I wanna hear your perfect fall day, Carol, from
Mm.
start to finish. What would it be?
Okay, I would say that I would sleep in because the sun isn't up yet, and then when the sun comes up, I would go and look outside and see all the beautiful trees, and then I would probably wear my favorite flannel or cozy sweater, and I'd go get a coffee
Mm, mm.
at my favorite coffee house,
Okay.
and yep, maybe meet a couple friends and chat for a while, and then come out, and it's gonna be nice and crisp. go for a hike with my husband. Yes. Come home, probably make something, those comfort
Mhm,
foods, maybe chili or some kind of soup or something like that.
mhm.
And then settle in actually and probably read a book and later watch a movie. I think that would be it. Well, I'd probably get another walk in because, I have a dog. So that would be fun with going with the dog one more time. But yes, I think that would be it. How about you?
Okay, so I like to get up early. I don't know why. I'm a morning person, and I like that it's sort of dark in the morning because I could, still be in my jammies, grab a little cozy drink, and then you could turn on your fireplace then and maybe read your Bible or read a book or something like that. And then you get up and you go to have breakfast because I love breakfast. That's like my favorite. Like I love breakfast. So I'd go find a fun little like mom and pop restaurant. Those,
Yes.
kitchens that those little restaurants
Hmm.
that are and I'd eat there. Then I would like to go on a drive. I wanna go to my hike. So I wanna, like, enjoy the colors while I'm driving.
Mm,
So
mm.
take a scenic route, stop, do some hiking, maybe visit a local, you know, bistro or something like that. Then
Oh, yeah.
come back, and you know what? In between there, 'cause I would be with my friends, right? I love antiquing in the fall or just going into, like, little fun little shops. Just find a cute little just, like, a cute little area, like a little older town that they've, like, spruced up, right? And just kinda
Hmm.
go wandering through a little town. And that would
Like a Hallmark movie
Ye
town.
yeah, probably. I'm living in a Hallmark movie, aren't I? Then I'd stop at a bakery and I'd meet Mr. Wonderful,
Yeah.
maybe
Yes.
working the bakery. We'd fall
That's a
in love.
perfect fall date.
Yeah, all in the course of one day, Carol. It would be just like bing, bang, boom.
Yep. Yep.
So then
Perfect.
I would drive home, and all my friends would be
Yeah.
with me again, and we would have I like your
Yeah.
cozy food, like, idea. I think soup, something soupy, something
Yeah.
like you'd had on the crock pot all day,
Oh,
and
yes.
smells so good, and then we all sit
Stew.
around,
Mm.
and we just chit chat or watch a movie, and then, yeah, a big slumber party. That would be super fun. That'd be, like, the perfect day.
That is spectacular. Okay, people, think about your favorite day.
Yeah.
That would be
What
really, really fun to do.
What did we miss? I don't know. What did we like, what did we miss? Like, they can
Mhm.
find
Yeah, tell us what we
tell us
missed.
what we missed.
Yeah, put it on our Facebook page. That would be great.
Yeah. Oh, wait, I may have to put that on there, like a little prompt. So okay, would you rather make Thanksgiving dinner or clean up Thanksgiving dinner, Carol? Or back to work?
Oh, I'd much rather make it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
'Cause, that carcass, it takes a while to get all the meat off, and then, "Oh, should I stew the carcass now or should I freeze?" It's like, "Oh, no, let's freeze it," you know? It's just a lot of work to clean up, and there's so many different,
Oh,
side dishes and entrees, and there's a lot of cleanup there, so, yeah, I'd say
alright.
making it.
Okay,
I'm a cook, I'm a baker, I like to do that, so
okay.
that's my
Well,
answer. How
this
about
is
you?
for me, I think I like to cook and bake, so that would probably be my favorite. I had
Okay.
Thanksgiving one time at my house, my teeny tiny house, and my aunt and uncle didn't like, they were, like, having a remodel done at their house, and so I ended up getting to have host Thanksgiving. I remember it was one of the most stressful things I've ever done just because I've 1, I'd never done it before, and 2, I had a tiny little kitchen, 1 oven, 1 stovetop, and I had to do, like you said, all the fixing. So I ended up doing my turkey in one of those roasting pans, which actually worked out
Oh,
really well, and it was very good. And
okay.
I had 1 small catastrophe where I started
There wasn't fire involved.
there was.
Thank gosh.
I started one of my kitchen towels on fire because I had it, like, draped over. Yeah, but it was fine because
Oh,
someone caught
no.
it soon, and we just dropped it in the sink and put water on it. It was all good, it was all good, but it was a little moment of like, "Oh, oh,
Yeah.
mm."
Yeah. Fire extinguisher, get it. Oh my gosh. Well,
Oh,
I have
so
to say we did a turkey in a camper oven once, and that
oh,
we we measured the oven to see
okay.
what size bird would fit in there,
Oh,
and then went
funny.
shopping for one. It was really fun actually, and it turned out really good. It really did. We
Oh,
had to make sure we
that's
had enough
awesome.
gas. Yeah,
I for
so
I gotta add
mm,
something to that too, actually. So, that Thanksgiving is the day my sister got engaged, and it was my aunt's birthday. So I kind of forgot about
Oh,
that part of
fun.
that story.
Wow, what a
I just
special Thanksgiving.
yeah, I was just thinking about that. I was like, "Wait a minute. My sister Gabrielle got engaged to Thomas, and in my house. It was a very special
That is
Thanksgiving."
super cool. And there was a fire.
Mhm.
Wow, that's a great story.
I mean, it had all the elements. Love it was another Hallmark movie. Carol, who knew I was living a Hallmark movie and I never knew it?
That's great. You should write a book.
Oh, I should. All right. So, Carol, I've been driving this week, and so I've been seeing a lot of pumpkin patches. So I have to ask you, would you rather go pumpkin picking or apple picking?
You know, that's a hard question for me because I enjoy both. I
Mhm.
love going to the pumpkin patch and seeing all the different sizes and just the view of all of them. There's so many. Just walking around and usually there's corn stalks and hay
Corn
rides and
maze
all that stuff.
or maze. I always think
Right.
those are
I
fun.
mean, yeah, but yet the apple orchard, see, I love doing that as well because there's different varieties and you can pick your own at
Mhm.
some of the places. Do I don't know, I gotta figure out which one I want. I'm gonna have to say the apples because then I can make something with them.
Mhm.
Okay, that's my final answer. But that was hard.
Well, I have to tell you, there's a few. I have 2 stories. I like how these questions remind me of memories. I'm sure
Mm,
whoever's listening is probably having these similar memories. And our favorite family activity growing up was going apple picking in the fall. And we
mm,
would try to find a pick your own. And that was one of like my childhood, like, that's one of my best memories growing up as a child is going apple picking. My mom loves apple picking. She loves apples. We had a lot of apples actually on our property. My parents planted a lot of apple trees, but it was
mm,
still, even though we had tons of apples coming in and we still do to this day,
mm.
we still like to go apple picking. It's like, let's go apple picking.
Yeah.
So we would always make it a family event. We would go in the afternoon, some usually on a Saturday, and we'd go down southern Minnesota and we would find an apple orchard and we'd walk around and we'd eat apples and chit chat and talk. And it was such a great memory growing up. Sometimes they would have a little shop and you could go in and get like a caramel apple or apple donuts, some cider, maybe.
Mm,
It's just, oh, it's such a
yeah.
fun memory. And then as far as picking pumpkins, like my parents didn't celebrate Halloween. That wasn't something that we celebrated. So I always associated pumpkins with Halloween, right? I feel like it's
Mm,
synonymous sometimes. But then I
mhm.
look at a pumpkin, I'm like, sometimes those gourds and pumpkins are so pretty to decorate with.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
as I've gotten older, that association isn't there as much. Like, we never I think we carved pumpkins probably once or twice growing up. It wasn't the thing because my parents weren't, they weren't proponents of that. So, it was one of those things, like, I don't have those kind of memories, and I'm okay with that. Like,
Mm,
I had apple
mm.
picking memories, but
Yeah, absolutely.
last year, I went with my goddaughter and my aunt and uncle and my cousin, her mother, and we went out and we picked a bunch of pumpkins, and they had all these different gourds, and we carved them at their cabin. It was so fun, and we just had such a good time. So I can
Oh.
see the fun in both of their
Oh, yeah.
activities together, like, it's
Yeah.
bringing people
Yeah.
together. So for me
Yeah, I have to share yeah,
yeah,
for
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
So for me, I'd have to go with apple picking. That would have to be
Yes,
mine.
and here's the thing, you just brought up a couple memories for me too, because when I was for a time there, I lived in the country and we had a big garden and we would always grow pumpkins and gourds, and we had these tiny, tiny little, the little mini
Yes,
pumpkins.
they're so
Oh my
cute.
gosh, we had so many. They were so prolific that the plants were that we had over 200
Oh
of
my
these
goodness.
mini pumpkins. Oh yeah, because I wanted to do all different colors, so I had like orange and white and dark orange. There were different lightnesses of the orange and yellow. So it was a blast. My son was maybe 7 when we did that, and oh my gosh, we just had so much fun hauling them from the garden, to the back porch and just great pictures of all that. And then, of course, we tried different types of big pumpkins each year. So we had orange one year, and then I wanted to try white ones, and those were really cool. It always depends on the weather how they're going to turn out. But we ended up getting enough to, decorate and give some away. And I loved it. I mean, pumpkins are just fun, and growing them is just, they need a lot of room, but they're really fun. And then carving, we would get together with some close friends of ours and their kids, and we would bring our pumpkins and we'd all carve a funny face. and it was
Oh,
just a blast. And when my son was younger, he would draw on it. It just created a lot of good laughter and memories. So
yeah.
that I yeah, that's really good stuff. But now that I'm older, the apple picking is for me. I mean, they have bonfires too. I don't think we mentioned that. We went to one and they had a bonfire and apple cider.
They do have a lot of activities, so if you're looking for something in the fall, yeah, find your local pick your own apple orchard. It's kind of a big
Yeah.
deal. Mhm.
And there's a lot of them in Minnesota.
Alright, and piggybacking on that bonfire. So, would you rather go on a
Okay.
hayride or go to a bonfire?
I'm gonna say bonfire. I like hay rides, but there's just something about a crackling fire and keeping warm on a cold day where I remember my hay rides that I went on, and I was always cold because it was towards the evening and it's like,
Yeah.
"Where's the blankets?" You know?
Oh,
But, yeah, that's
I
I do like the fires.
we went on a bonfire, which this is, like, gonna make me sound really silly, but in reality, I just I don't know, it was a concept that I could not get around in my head.
Wait, you said you went on a bonfire. What do you mean?
Oh, sorry, I mean, I went on a hayride. Sorry,
Oh, okay,
to
I
a
was thinking you
bonfire,
meant that.
actually. It was it was a hayride to a bonfire when I was in youth
Oh,
group. Mhm. Sorry,
fun.
that's my brain, how my brain works. And I
I
was
was like, "It's probably just early."
It is early. It is a little early, but it is also just how my brain works. So, anyways, we're on this hayride, and I look up, and it's beautiful. It's in the middle of nowhere, and you could see a billion stars. It was like
Mm,
massive. I felt so small. I remember looking up,
mm,
and I had read about constellations in school. They pointed them out. They showed us, like, this is the Big Dipper. This is, Orion's belt, whoever.
mhm,
But I
mhm.
hadn't, like, correlated that it was a group of stars. I always, like, would look up at the sky and go, "How can people figure out that that is, like, the Big Dipper?" Like, there's one star and everyone's like, "Yeah, I see the Big Dipper." I didn't realize it was it was a bunch of stars that made up a dipper that looked like a dipper. So I know, I know, everyone's probably going, "What? What are you?
Mm.
Are you 2?" Like, "Are you why is this concept?" I don't know, it was a really big concept for me I could not get over. And this is so I'm looking up at this guy, and all of a sudden, it clicks, and I see the Big Dipper, and I got real excited because, I had been trying to understand this star thing, and I
Mhm.
remember pointing it up. I'm like, "There's the Big Dipper! Oh my word, I see the Big Dipper!" And the lady sitting next to me, she's one of my youth leaders, she's like, yep, that's the Big Dipper." And I'm like, "No, you don't understand. I've never seen it before." And she's like, "Yeah, you live in Minnesota. I mean, come on, really?" And I'm like, "No, no, no." I was so
Um,
ecstatic, Carol, and it just was because I was on a hayride, and it was real dark, and I saw it, and it was like it, like, stood out to me. So, great
yeah.
memory.
Yeah, that's super cool. I love it, I love it. Everyone's going,
Oh,
"What's her deal?"
really, pretty much, and I was real excited. 'Cause I get real excited about stuff anyways. I would say I really think a hayride is really fun. I like a hayride. So I'm gonna pick hayride, but I feel like those go together. Like, you would have a hayride to a bonfire, right? That's kinda
Mm,
how that
mhm.
yeah, so okay, okay, I have a this is kind of a retail therapy one. Would you rather go shopping on Black Friday or shopping on Cyber Monday?
Oh, boy. I'm not much for crowds, so
Mm.
I'm the cyber chick. I'd rather do the cyber
Have you
shopping.
ever gone out on a Friday? Like that Black
You
Friday?
know what? Funny story. I have not gone out on I think it was I okay, 2. I went one time and it was later. It wasn't like really early in the morning like when you're supposed to go. It was a little bit later and it wasn't so bad. That was like, "Oh, this is nice and there's still some things left." And the second time my son was older and he's like, "We've never done that. Let's go do it." Well, guess what? It was after COVID and nobody had the lines anymore. You just it was like a totally different experience. So, yeah, I never really fully had that experience. No, I'd have to say no.
Uh-huh.
But
Well,
I'm not
we
big on
I
big crowds. Like, when I heard, like,
oh,
stories about people getting trampled, I'm like, "No, thank you."
I'll stay
So,
away.
yeah,
I'm good.
cyber girl. I do the cyber.
So my younger sister and I, our family, when we go to Thanksgiving, they will get the newspaper and they would, like, scope it out and, like, after dinner, they're looking through all the ads. They're like, "Okay, are you going out tonight? I'm gonna go out when, we're done here. I'm gonna go home and take a nap, and then we're gonna get up at, like, 11 o'clock. We're gonna go wait in line." And me and my sister were like, "Do you wanna go out? Do you wanna see what this is all about?" So, we did. We stayed up late that night, and I think Target opened at, like, 12 a.m. And I said, "Let's go, like, at, like, 12:15, 12:30." So, we did. We drove into the parking lot. It was crowded as all get out. And
Mm,
this Target's really close to my parents' house, so it wasn't like we went really far. And
mhm,
we had to park in the very back of the parking lot, and really, we didn't want anything. We were just literally going just to see what it was. This is pre-COVID. So, we walk in, and there's still, like, there's lines of people going into the store. So, we get up there, and we walk right in because it's, like, the end and, it's been, like, 15, 20 minutes. And the store is packed, Carol. It is like
mm.
people are, like, running around with, like, shopping carts and little kids and all I mean, it was a frenzy. It was amazing. I've never seen Target that crazy. So we're kinda looking around, and there was one thing I kinda wanted. I wanted speaking of fire pits or bonfires, I wanted one of those portable fire pits, and it was, like, on a sa it was, like, 10 or 15 bucks cheaper. I'm like, "If
Mm,
we find it, I would like to buy it." Guess what?
mm.
We found it. There was a whole stack of them, and it was in, like, the baby section, so they, like, spread everything out in the store, so you might have
Wow.
electronic near the cards and, like,
Oh,
gift
boy.
wrapping, and then they'll put something so this is one of those super Targets that has, like, merchandise on one side and food on the other. So now
Okay.
we have this fire pit we have to pay for. The line is, like, snaked up and down the aisles of the food
Oh.
aisle. So they have you going, like so we're, like, down the I think it was down the up like, cereal aisle or breakfast aisle, and
And did
we're
they have
hanging out.
self-checkout? They
At that
probably
time,
didn't.
no, but they had
I bet.
every post, every checkout was open. I've never seen that either. That was kind of interesting. Like, every how you
Sure.
go to Target and there's, like, 3 or 4
Yeah,
open, maybe on a busy
yeah.
time, there might be 6 or 8. No, every single lane was open. And it was super
Nice.
organized. No one was, like, crazy or anything. So my sister and I are sitting there. She's like, "What do you want for breakfast tomorrow?" And I'm like, "Well, we're done." I'm like, "How about pancakes?" So she goes over and picks up pancake mix, and she's like, "Well, we don't have any milk." So then she runs over and gets milk, and she comes back, she's like, "Well, I got this." And so what we're like, "We're gonna watch some movies later." And so she's like, "How about we get some snacks?" So she, like, runs around. So I'm waiting in the line, I'm holding our spot,
Yeah.
and she's running around getting groceries, and we were not the only ones. I'm like, "This is a really great cross merchandising for Target." You just make people stay in the lines, it makes them hungry, 'cause they haven't eaten in
Yep.
about 6 hours, since turkey dinner. Oh my word. Such a good memory. Such a good memory.
That's great. I love that story.
Oh, okay, let me think. Okay. Alright, let me see. Oh, I got it. Would you rather have pumpkin pie or apple pie?
Oh, come on. This is getting harder. I like both of those. In the fall, I'm gonna go with apple pie because I feel like when the fall season starts, the apples, of course, at that
Mm.
time, they get ripe. It's always that first baking experience is the apple crisp, and so I'm going with apples.
Okay.
Apple pie, I should
Apple
say apple pie.
apple pie. I think I oh, man, I think you're right. I feel like hear me out. I feel like pumpkin is such a you can't do a lot with pumpkin, but, like, apple, you can make apple crisp, you can make apple pie. Oh, well, she's
I have recipes for pumpkin. I have to argue that point because I have a pumpkin
okay.
chip it's chocolate chip muffin mix or not mix
Oh,
recipe.
okay.
I have a pumpkin and cream cheese, like a roll that you make.
Oh,
So
okay.
think of that.
Like a jelly
Um,
roll, okay.
yeah, like a jelly roll. Thank you. And then, of course, there's the pumpkin pie. I think that's all I have. But yeah, there's a lot of recipes for with pumpkin. I
I've
have
made
to argue that one.
okay, you can argue it. I feel like I would rather eat an apple pie, but I really like pumpkin pie, but I feel like pumpkin pie is more like, apple pie I would eat all year round. You know what I'm saying? If
Fair.
there's a good
Yep.
pumpkin pie or apple pie, I could, eat apple pie in February or April
Oh,
or
yeah.
middle of March, June, you
Mhm.
know? But if like, pumpkin pie, I feel like is so fall. It's sorta like pumpkin spice, like, that whole I just feel like that's
But
just
this
kind
is
of a
fall.
fall thing. Well, I know, we can eat it now. I really like pumpkin pie bars because like, that cream cheese
Oh,
frosting,
yeah.
it's so
Yes.
good. It's
That's
really
another
yummy,
one. Oh,
and
that's so good.
now my mom makes this it's called a Jack Corner apple pie, and it has a crust on top and on the bottom.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
so
You
good,
shared
and
that.
it's really
Okay, now
tall.
wait, what was the
Yeah.
original question?
The original question was, would you rather have apple pie or pumpkin pie? It's pie, not really apple or
All
pumpkin.
these other things are I'm getting hungry now.
I know. I hope we've made everybody hungry. I hope everyone's like, "I've gotta make something this weekend," or whatever. I love it. Okay,
No,
one oh,
I'm sticking with apple.
okay, me too. I have one more, and this is where I end, but I mean, I have other things on a list, but it's not like would you rather kinda thing. But would you rather spend time in a crisp morning or a chilly night?
Hmm. I like crisp mornings, especially if the sun is out.
Mm,
Going for that, getting all your garb on and getting that hat and scarf and all of that if you need it and gloves and there's just something about that fresh morning air that wakes
yeah.
you up and it feels good. It makes you feel alive. I like that. I would say I like that better than the cooler air at night. That would be me.
Well, I'm gonna say crisp night because I loved when I was a kid, you'd go play out in the afternoon and you get all hot and you come in, your cheeks are all rosy because it was really cold. Your nose would be, like, chilly, and yet you were still warm because 'cause you've been running around like crazy, and
Mm.
that, hunkering down, like, getting warm and putting on some I don't know, I love, like, my favorite sweatshirt, and then sitting around and either playing a game or reading a book or watching a movie or something like that. It's just fun.
Yeah, good memories.
Carol, I do not
Yeah.
have a fireplace. I would like a fireplace. I used to have one of those portable fake fireplaces that's, like,
Mm.
probably 3 feet tall and about a foot wide or 2 feet wide. It's tiny, and it has a little fake light, and if you turn it on, it, like, it's almost like a heater, like but it kinda
Yeah,
looks
yeah.
like a fire. It's very fake, but it looks like a fire. So I got one of those, and I used it for a little bit, and then it broke. Like, the little switch broke. So, I just had to get rid of it. So I was a little bummed. And so last year, I was at the Dollar Tree, and on one of the end caps, there was this little like 8 by 6 fireplace, and when you turn it
Yes.
on, it lights up, and it, like,
Let me
looks
guess.
like fire. It was $1.50.
Where do you have it, Bethany?
It's by my bed, and sometimes in the evening, I turn it on when it's dark to make me feel like I'm in a cozy
Oh
fireplace.
my gosh, I love that. That is so awesome.
You know what? Sometimes you just got when life gives you, some lemons, you just make lemonade. You just make it work. I love it. Oh,
And for a
super
dollar
funny.
fifty.
For a dollar
Yes.
fifty, it's really yeah.
Love this would you rather talk, though. I think that we gave everybody a lot to think about.
Well, did I miss anything, Carol? Like, would there I was just trying to think of, like, different things to do in the fall. Well, I had, like, a list of things to do. It says, like, golf at a small course nestled in the woods. I thought that would be for
Mm.
you. Go antiquing and thrifting for fall home decor and cozy
Mhm.
sweaters. Take a fall foliage or scenic drive, we talked about that, or go for a full-on car trip.
Ooh,
I
that would be
I
fun.
I always like to take leaves that were so vibrant and pretty and press them, and you can press
Okay.
them between, like, a book, and then you can
Yes.
Mod Podge them to things, which is super fun.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I love that idea, and especially when you start seeing them fall, like, in our
Oh,
yard. I
yes.
told you about the maple trees around here, and there's so many I'm like, "Oh, look at that," like, those fiery red ones and that kinda
Yes.
thing. But a really fun share I have is when my son went to this birthday party, it was in the fall, and they had the coolest thing, they had a scavenger hunt, and it was all nature
Oh,
things. And so think about pine needles, pine cones, fall leaves, all those kind of things, acorns, and they were to collect them and put them in a bag and bring them back, and then they got to be creative and make something out of them. It could be just put them on a piece of paper or make something out of them like an animal, on the
oh.
paper. So that's an idea for some of you moms out there with youngins, that would be fun to do too. It was really fun for him. I love that idea too.
Do you know what a hurricane glass is, or it's usually like a tall cylinder glass.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And so my friend, she made me one with leaves, and what she did was she got leaves and pressed them, and then she Mod Podged them to this hurricane glass. And it was the Mod Podge that wasn't super clear. It was like almost like a little opaque. And then I put a candle in it and it would like glow. And so, because inside it's not gonna start it on fire because everything's outside of it. But it was so cool. But my sister broke it and she felt really bad,
Oh,
and
darn it.
I'm okay with it, but I enjoyed it. Like, I used it, like, every fall. It was such a fun it just made it, it's sort of like that fireplace look. It just felt fallish,
Mm.
and
Oh,
it was
yeah,
one of my
yeah,
favorite things.
yeah.
Mhm.
That is so cool. Actually, my sister-in-law gave us some really cool votive candles. They were like actually a votive glass that held those little, battery-operated candles that you put in it. And they had cutouts of leaves on them. One was orange, like a very burnt orange, and one was a golden yellow. And so
Mm.
when you turn the candle on, it glows through it, and it's so feel good for fall. It's so just kind of encapsulate what fall looks like and feels like with the glow, think about a bonfire and yeah.
Yeah,
Those are
right.
my favorite. I
Uh-huh.
just put them out last week, so yeah. Oh, this
Uh,
is good.
this is
Any
good.
last thoughts?
No, I mean, I just encourage the listener to maybe step out of your box and go do something creative or outside in nature, or I don't know. I was thinking
Yeah.
too, actually, I was thinking something, we always think about, like, Thanksgiving, people wanna go to, like, a soup kitchen or something to, like, feed the hungry, and I think, why wait till Thanksgiving? Why not do it all year round, but maybe a little earlier and spend time and give thanks
Mm.
to God for all the things He's given us,
Oh,
this is a
yes,
great
yes.
time to think about, like, the blessings we have in our life.
Absolutely, and I was just going there too with the creative nature of God, his characteristics and
Mhm.
his just how he creates and how beautiful this time of year is. It just kind of blows your mind when you sit and just be still in a
Mhm.
park or go for that hike and look around and it's pretty awesome what our God created. So
Yeah,
it brings us joy, the joy of the Lord.
sure does. I feel like we need a joy spot, don't you think?
Well, let's do our joy spot. Okay.
Alright, I have
Hmm.
something if you don't.
Oh, go for it.
It's fall related.
Perfect.
So this month I've been traveling quite a bit for my job, and so I've been in my car quite a lot, and I have had a lot of, they call it windshield time. And so yesterday I was driving home from a trip, and on my way, a couple days before, I was looking and I was, like, so excited to be driving, and I'm like, "Oh, there's, like, not a lot of leaves changing," and it was just kind of, like, disappointing, and so I took a different route home because I'm like, "I want to enjoy the beautiful fall look."
Good
So,
for
I
you.
went and I did a little bit deeper, it was a different route, and oh my word, it was so beautiful, and so I was just really blessed to be able to, 1, be in my car for that long so I could just take in the yellow and the orange, and so all the colors. Yes, I would agree, Carol. It was
Yes.
so fun. So that would
Oh
be
my
my joy spot
gosh.
because it was a long drive.
Yeah, that ties right into what you were saying about get out of your box and do something different and go off
Right,
the beaten path. I love it.
right. Yeah.
I would say a similar share is we went on a quick trip down south, southern United States, and on the way back, I was driving. I didn't drive for the whole trip except towards the end, and we were going through Illinois, and I'm like, oh boy, I get the big windmill things, and because my husband was sleeping. But then God blessed me with a beautiful, beautiful horizon, just breathtaking.
Mm.
Again, his creation was awesome. It was just amazing. So there was crowning in the clouds with the sunlight, and
Uh,
the layers of clouds were all different, and it was just beautiful. So that was my joy spotlight for sure. God's creation. Can't beat it.
oh, so good.
Do you want to
Mhm.
pray us out?
Sure, sure. Thank you, Lord, for your beautiful creation, that we get to experience it, your handiwork, all the colors that you put into nature, all of the smells you let us smell. I think of
Mm,
all of the things we get to hear, crunchy leaves to, I don't know, Canadian geese going over our head, going north or south for the winter. There's just so many
mm.
things that we get to experience in your creation, and we are your creation too. And so I thank you for this time of year. I thank you for the fall. I feel like it is, metaphorically, it is like shedding all the old And then the winter is like a dormant time where we should spend time with you and build our relationship with you so that in the spring it can blossom and then in summer it has fruit. So I pray that we'll think about it. Fall is a time to let go of the things that are holding us back from getting closer to you, and that we will focus on you and who you are and your goodness and your love and your compassion and your mercy, God. And we just thank you for the opportunity to talk about things that make us glad, things that make us give us joy in your creation, Lord. And I just pray that the listener will be filled with joy listening to this episode. Will go down memory lane maybe and think about all the things that they like about fall, and that they will in turn glorify your name. And we ask these things in your name. Amen.
Amen. Oh, thanks, Bethany. Well, thanks for joining us today.
Carol, it's time
Yes, everyone remember to pour
out
your
joy.
Woo. True joy comes through Jesus, knowing Him and walking with Him. If you do not have Jesus in your life, you can ask Him into your life by praying this simple prayer. Dear Jesus, I believe in you. I believe that you came to die for my sins. I have eternal life through you and you alone. I ask you to walk with me in relationship so that I may know you more and grow in the knowledge of your word. It is in your name that I pray. Amen.